So what we're going to do in this article is look at ways that you can start using the rings. We're not going to go for sort of the Maltese cross straight away. What we're going to do is do a lot of stuff where our feet are actually on the ground with using it. So you're going to see several exercises. So that first exercise was sort of like dips with your feet on the ground. You can make it harder by putting your feet on a chair. The next one is just doing pull-ups. You'll be surprised how much harder it is to do pull-ups off rings because they aren't stationary. Because they move about, what you find is a lot of your effort is going into keeping them in the same place. This is another really good exercise for your core. So you're doing a press up and bringing one knee round to the side as you're doing it, and then the other knee round to the side as you do the next. This next exercise is a little bit harder, and it involves you basically holding one position of balance with your arm, and it's actually sort of like working your shoulder and your tricep, and it's about holding a stillest position as possible, so you're focusing on form rather than sort of like number of reps. So with these exercises, what we've done is we've put a mat in, just because sometimes you collapse, and it's nicer to land on a mat than it is to face plant a concrete floor. This first exercise I'm doing from sort of my knees rather than the press up position of my toes. It's actually really hard to do off your press up position from your toes when you start off, and all I'm doing is going out into sort of a Superman position nice and slowly, and then slowly coming up out of it, and it's a really good one for sort of like your shoulders, triceps and core again. This next exercise is very similar to the last one where we're going out into the Superman, but instead what we're going to do is go out into a cross, and it's going to work more of our shoulders and chests and a little bit of our biceps as we're sort of going down and out, and again it's good for the core. With all these exercises, what we're trying to do is maybe do sort of sets of, could be 2, 5, 10, whatever, and then have a good sort of like 3-minute rest or thereabouts, and then do another set of them. Here we're moving on to actually using our full body weight on the rings, and just be really careful when you do this. I'm doing some dips here, but actually it's really hard to kind of hold the actual rings in position and do a dip. So think about form rather than quantity again. It's really important that. If you're struggling with dips but you can push yourself up and hold that position, what you can do is do these leg raises. Now these are really good for your core because that's the only thing you're using to pull your legs up. So what we're going to do now, these are basic pull-ups on the rings, and if you notice I'm actually rotating my wrists, so I go in from a sort of a pull-up to a chin-up towards the top. So this is a lot harder than sort of it looks. So you want to make sure you can push up into a dip position and hold it quite strongly. And then just turn your arms out. And what that does is sort of work your shoulders and your arms. But it's very, very hard. So just take it easy with this one. You can, when you get strong enough, start combining exercise, and I'm only just hanging on in there in this exercise, and it's a dip followed by a leg raise, followed by a dip, followed by a leg raise. a final exercise for your sort of core as well, with a little bit of upper body, is doing those pull-ups, but in a sort of a tucked or sat position, or if you can actually do a pike, do a pike.